Hey guys, this is Zorn Productions, aka number 4673, and I am back in Ozmafia part 2. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be an hour special. Because I could not... Oh, I'm gonna close the window. There you go. Give me a sec. Because I'm always planned. I am never not planned. What are you talking about? Who's not planned? I'm planned. Either way. I am gonna make an hour special because the last one didn't work out. I am sure as heck going to be recording for an hour now. Good. Fine. Let's go. And I think I'd like to do that because I'd like to get into the game and start actually getting into the story and stuff like that, and then I feel like I'll need a good hour for that. So yeah. Yes. And well, yeah, that's it. So I am trying to remember the voices for these characters. Damn. So let's see. The main character has this very soft voice. Karamia has this I don't even know. He's like this little, he's like kind of like the neutral voice. Kyrie, is that his name? This guy, I think his voice is like very the gentlemanly voice. And this guy is the I don't give a shit voice. I think I've got it. Karamia, I'm still unsure of Karamia's voice, but we'll see how that works out. Sorry for rustling about. Alright, let's see. Sorry for calling this meeting so suddenly. Thank you for taking the time to come. Karamia and the others had led her into a room through a heavy door. All eyes were on her in an instant, making her gulp. Please relax. This is a safe area. Kyrie snaked his hand around Julia's waist and whispered into her ear. Julia took her seat in the chair between Karamia and Kyrie, and as she was instructed, Axel stood behind the three of them, keeping an eye on the other family as they took their seats. So people aren't here yet. Karamia set his elbows on the table and looked at Julia. I'll introduce you to them while we're waiting. Just remember what you can. Okay. That group of kids over there is the familiar Grimm. The one in the red hood is Scarlet. The jolly one is Hansel. The gloomy one, Gretel. Scarlet, Hansel, and Gretel. All three of them are Karposhims. Familiar Grimm doesn't have a Don, although Scarlet is the one in charge. That group over there is familiar Anderson. The talkative one is their Don, and the quiet one is the Caporichin, Elling. The little one is holy wow, that's so tiny. I didn't even see him. It's Milius, their concierge. Oh, damn. Wow. So okay. And Elling and Milius. I'm thinking about what characters. I know who Elling it would be. Yeah. Like from The Ugly Duckling. I don't know who And would be, and Milius not either, which sucks. Because I should know about Anderson fairy tales. Because I've grown up with them, but, you know. So many characters. And that cat-eared young lady over there is Pashit. The Dawn of familiar boots. She's not here yet, but we're also expecting Heidi from Familia and Adelheid. Pashit and Heidi. So Familia Grimm is Scarlet, Hansel, and Gretel. Well, don't worry about getting them all down right away. It's probably for the best if you don't get involved with other familiars anyway. My, am I late again? Heidi's large frame lumbered into the room. Wow. Voices. Okay, Pashit. You're late. Extremely late, Heidi. You're supposed to take your seat on time. Oh, hush. Unlike you all, I am a very busy woman. You should be grateful I've graced you with my presence. Heidi snorted and sat down in her presumably custom-made extra-large chair. Axel whispered something into Kyrie's ear, and that Kyrie stood up and bowed deeply. I know we called this meeting rather abruptly. Just drop the formalities and get to the point. Very well then. This afternoon we took an amnesiac young girl into our custody. Here she is, Julia. I'm Julia. Pleased to meet you all. She stood up in a hurry when she heard her name. She thought she ought to say something, but underneath the pressure of the gazes directed at her, she couldn't get her tongue to cooperate. Instead, she merely bowed her head and quickly sat back down. We examined her body, did not find any familiar crest, so we decided that the familiar Oz will retain custody of her. We hope your cooperation in this matter. That's cheating, Oz. We don't have a lot of people in our territory. You should hand her over to me. Oh god. Your territory is tiny because of your lack of power and ability, you idiot. Idiot? It takes one to know, stupid. Annie, calm down. Shut up, Pix squeak. Think you keep quiet if you stuffed a hand grenade in your mouth? I wouldn't mind running a little experiment to find out. Oh my god. Yeah, roll up, Gretel. Cut it out, Gretel. Stop encouraging her, Hansel. Sorry, my bad. Master, Melius. Okay, so. Oh god, I'm sucking. This would be Melius. Yeah, the tiny one is Melius. It is just incredibly difficult to see. Master, I think that's an old man, so Master ought to cool your head as well. But Gretel insulted our familiar. It makes me sad. Doesn't it make you sad, Melius? Oh, but of course it does. But she's also correct that we do lack experience. We will be penalized if we cause fight here. Do you want our territory to become even smaller? No, I don't want that. Then let us hold our tongues. Please continue, Lord Kyrie. Thank you. However, our business is already concluded. What? You called me out here to introduce this little girl? Indeed. I wanted to explain things to prevent any issues in the future. This is unconscious. Ugh, how rude. Heidi shot Kyrie a glare as she stood up and stormed from the room. The other familiar followed suit and filtered out of the room as well. Only familiar Oz remained in the room. Miss Heidi sure was upset. Oh, she wasn't really. She's always like that. Well, now we've made it clear that you're under the protection of familiar Oz, Signorina. You should be able to live your life in peace, assuming you follow the rules, that is. Protection? Everyone in this town is required to belong to a familiar, no exceptions. You have the privilege of deciding which familiar to belong to, Signorina, but until you make your decision, we'll be taking care of you. My decision? A familiar is a family, after all. It's not something you can change easily, so make your choice wisely. Family. The word warmed her heart like a light in the darkness. They were going to give her a stranger, a shelter until she found a place to live. The kindness they were showing her made her feel grateful, but a bit guilty. Why are you all being so nice to me, Mr. Karamia? If it weren't for my memory, you wouldn't have any reason to take me in. You have no need to worry. You don't decide whether you're valuable to us, we do, so please let us be of use to you until you figure out where you're going. Now, Carrie, why do you have to be so fussy. No, Axel, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't put that on me, it's annoying. Well, anyway, we're done here, so let's get going. Are we going back to the mansion? Yes and no. Dr. Robin Hood, we brought her with us. Oh boy. Oh, do come in. I see you're the girl everyone's been talking about. You're... My name is Robin Hood. I run Sherwood Clinic, and I'm the one and only doctor in this town. There's no illness the doctor can't cure. You can tell he must be a famous physician just by looking at him, can't you? This is Robin Hood, eh? I'm sorry, I'm just moving around a little. Doctor. She repeated the part of what Karamia had said as she gazed at Robin Hood. He's wearing all black and has a beak. He almost looks like a crow. What is it? Is something wrong? Oh, no, I was just thinking that you look kind of like a crow. Me? A crow? I'm sorry, that was extremely rude of me. Please raise your head. Some others made similar comments recently, so I guess they must have been right. It's because of that outfit of yours. Of course they're going to say you look like a crow. Well, I can't disagree with that. At any rate, if we have time to stand around and chat like this, shall I begin the exam? Miss Julia, please come over here. There were 2 small chairs sitting next to the table. Robin Hood took a seat, and Julia sat down across from him. Open your mouth, sit still. She was a bit confused, but she followed his instructions. With that he began examining her with practiced hands. He closed her mouth, touched the side of her jaw, then put his hands on her cheek and gently pulled her eyelids down with his thumbs to inspect their color. Well, you certainly look healthy. Are you feeling ill or hurting anywhere? No, I'm fine. I see. There don't seem to be any issues. Robin Hood turned towards the table and pulled out a new file. Its cover had Julia written on it in bright red ink. He opened it up and noted the results of his examination. I'm in charge of making sure that most people of this town are in good health. If you ever have any issues, please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you, I will. So we're not at all gonna mention the entire amnesia thing? I have amnesia. Please help me regain my memory. No? Okay. Okay, fair enough. Hey, we're back. Several soldati came out to greet Karamia and the others. One of them came up to Kyrie and whispered into his ear. Really, thank you. Kyrie nodded without sparing much of a glance towards the soldato before turning back towards Axel. Axel, Karamia, I have some business to attend to. Please take Miss Julia inside. Why do I had a feeling you would say that, so I gave a reason before I asked. Orders are orders, aren't they, Axel? Axel glanced at Julia and then Kyrie before nodding with his eye. Understood. Right this way, guest. Okay. She followed Axel into a garden next to the mansion. The evening dew on the lawn felt nice and cool against her legs. There is no way they actually have work on a Saturday evening. It's just an excuse. I'm sure they ran off to go drinking or something. Julia gazed up at the night sky as she walked behind Axel, listening to him grumble to himself. It's just one strange thing after another. She was in an unfamiliar land, under the protection of unfamiliar people she'd only just met. And it wasn't as if her surroundings were the only thing she was confused about. She couldn't remember a single thing about herself. But I wonder why I feel like everything is going to work out. Was it because Karamia had seemed trustworthy? Or was this just her naivety? She didn't feel a single bit anxious thinking about what was to come. In fact, her heart actually swelled with Why can I not speak? I don't know. Anticipation. This is much better than being pessimistic, right? We're here. Come in. This will be your room. My room? We can't let you sleep outside, so yes. What is he talking about? You can just ask Kyrie for a more detailed explanation tomorrow or something. Mr. Axel, he left. I wanted to thank him. Once he left, she lowered her hand and headed towards the center of the room. She turned in a circle, looking over the space. What a lovely room. It's really like something out of a dream. Just as she was about to examine the room's furnishings more closely, a yawn passed through her lips. Maybe I should go to bed so I can enjoy myself tomorrow. She sat down on the bed and stretched her arms out towards the ceiling. I'm not going to wake up in the morning and realize this was all just a dream, right? Well, even if it does turn out to be a dream, that's fine too. Even if everything turned out to be a mere fantasy, it would still make for a wonderful memory. Good night, Mr. Karamia, Mr. Kyrie, Mr. Axel. Are you up, Julia? That voice, it's Karamia's. Good morning, Mr. Karamia. Morning, did you sleep well? Yes, like a baby. Are you sure it's okay to lend me such a lovely room? Of course, after all, we had it set up just for you, Signorina. For me? That used to be a storage shed. We couldn't exactly make you spend the night in a mansion full of men now, could we? Oh, well, thank you very much for everything. Just glad you're happy with it. I imagine you're hungry. We can have breakfast in the mansion while I show you around. That sounds wonderful. When you enter from the front door, immediately to the right is the kitchen, and to the left is the living room. Please feel free to make use of the common areas. The rooms you can see from the hall belong to me and my subordinates. They are private areas, so get permission before entering, understand? Yes, I do. The room in the way back is my office. I spend most of my time in there when I'm back in the mansion. Don't hesitate to drop by. Oh, also, Karamia pulled a key from his pocket with a red ribbon tied to it and handed it to her. This is the key to the bathroom in this hall. We had it set up for company, but it hardly gets any use, so take it for yourself, Signorina. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Someone should use it. But, like I said before, only men live in this mansion. You wouldn't want to bump into someone in the bathroom, right? Oh, you're right. That's very considerate. Thank you. This is the kitchen. All of the food and cooking is handled here. You're welcome to take your meals in other rooms, but be sure to return your dishes. Boss. Oh, Axel, done with breakfast already? Axel nodded slightly in response. What? I thought we were gonna eat together. Mr. Axel, thank you for last night. Axel put his hand on his chin and cocked his head. That was breakfast. I don't know why I have such a hard time reading right now. And cocked his head slightly. A few moments later, he furrowed his brow and shook his head. I didn't really do anything deserving of thanks. Well, you showed me to my room. I was just following orders. Wow. Axel sounds so bored of everything. Axel just looked away and slipped past Karamia. What's with him? It's out of character for him to be acting so shy. He's being shy? You couldn't tell? I thought it was obvious. He just seems angry to me. Well, it would look that way to someone who doesn't know him well. Well, you'll get to know him soon enough. Come on, let's get some food. So, I'm thinking about the kind of different love interests in this. And I know that, like, the Oz family are, like, the three main love interests. And I read a little about it after part 1, about what choices I had and stuff like that. And first of all, as far as I can see, there are a fuck ton of love interests, like a lot. Like, I think everyone who was introduced in the opening was a love interest, which is crazy. But to be honest, I'm not. And I know like the three main routes are the Oz family, and then you go into like some sort of love triangle route, and then you can like shoot like go to a route where there's two people, and then you can like put one of those away and choose a final one. I just like one of the other routes actually. I feel Karamia's, well, I don't really know them yet, but if this is all there is to their personalities really, then they're a little boring. I'm not that interesting, but who knows? I'm gonna play their routes by myself. But for this channel, I'm thinking I want. So far, I've been thinking that I would like Caesar's route or maybe Robin Hood's route. I'm not sure yet, but those are the two that I'm like thinking about. Either way, let's just go. Good morning. Voice. Good morning, Karamia, Miss Julia. Mr. Kyrie, good morning. What, you just woke up? Yes, today's Sunday. I have no reason to get up early, unlike a certain stupid lion. Well, excuse me for being stupid. Kyrie sliced a loaf of the rye bread Karamia had abandoned. Why does rye bread follow me everywhere? I hate rye bread so bad, and it's all we eat in my country. It's like rye bread is what we get for lunch. It's the worst. He took a plate and a glass from the cabinet, setting the bread on the plate and placing it on the dining table. Had to take a sip. Taking a seat in the chair next to Karamia, he put on the empty glass on the table in front of him before pointing at the pitcher of water in the middle of the table. Karamia, pass the water, please. What do you even have those arms for? Despite his complaints, Karamia took the pitcher and filled Kyrie's glass for him. Thank you very much. You certainly are a lot of trouble for a second in command. Please don't say things to tarnish my reputation in front of women. It's rude, don't you agree, Miss Julia? Julia, you don't have to indulge him, he's always causing trouble. Karamia stood up and started stacking the empty plate. Julia stood up too to help, but he gestured for her to sit down. Well, it seems preferable in comparison to a bore like Karamia. By the way, Miss Julia, have you decided your plans for the day? My plans for the day? Yes, you do intend to spend your precious Do you intend to spend your precious Sunday cooped up in the mansion? Precious? Is today a special day or something? Oh, guess we need to explain that too. I just switch the voices. I have to actually look at who's saying something so I can switch voices. Yeah, good idea. I've done this before, I swear. You know, that's you know that this town is controlled by several families first, right? The families quarrel over territory from Monday through Saturday, but Sunday has been declared the day of peace. We call it Sunday Compromise. Consequently, even if you were to wander off on your own today, you wouldn't be in danger. You don't know the area, so it might be wiser to stay inside, but it's up to you, alright? You're saying I'm free to walk around town? Yes, it's exactly. I'm free, huh? I wonder what I should do today. Are we getting a choice? Or what? Okay. So now, at least it's not like go over here and like where we have to guess. And from these choices right now, I'm definitely gonna go Robin Hood. Hello, Robin Hood. Hello. Oh, you're familiar Oz. What's wrong? Not feeling well? Oh, no, I'm feeling quite well. I just thought I'd come to visit. Am I in the way? No, of course not. Although it's hard to imagine a normal person deciding to spend their free time in the clinic for fun. What a strange girl you are. But wouldn't that make you strange too, Doctor? Me? What about me? There was a pointed beak where his face should have been, without any eyes or mouth. It was a peculiar sight. It was almost seemed like the darkness had a will of its own. You really do look like a crow. I believe you said the same thing to me yesterday. You really do, though. You wear all black, and you even have a beak? Can you No, I cannot. Huh. I cannot fly. I sincerely doubt I could even glide. Oh. Why do you look so disappointed? You said you can't fly. So does that mean you've tried? Tried? What? No, I see. Are you asking me to prove it to you by leaping off a cliff? Don't you think that's a rather lofty request for the town's only doctor? No, You may not have specified the method, but you were effectively saying the same thing. I'm sorry. I won't bring it up again. I think I may have offended him. Well, there may be some merit to such an experiment. Huh? I might gain some insight into feelings of those who hurl themselves to their deaths. I may learn something from the experience. Perhaps I could even fly through the sky as you desire. No, you can't! Why, aren't you the one who suggested me? If you leapt off of a cliff, you'll surely die. Have you ever seen someone plunge to their death? I don't know. You don't know? Oh, that's right, you have amnesia. Yes, but I do know it would be dangerous to throw yourself off a cliff, though. I guess you could figure that much out with your imagination. I've seen the aftermath before. Odysseys are part of my job, too. About a 2-hour walk outside town, there's a cliff ideal for such purposes. Below it are rocks and a forest. Generally, the remains are carried in from there. It's much better if they hit the trees for a softer landing. When they land on the rocks, they barely resemble humans at all anymore. Aren't you scared? Scared? What is there to be scared of? A dead man can't harm me. Corpses are nothing to be scared of, but the living, now those are the ones you should fear. Is there anything you happen to be afraid of? Something I'm afraid of? Yes, with your amnesia, though, you might not be able to come up with anything. You reached for a bookshelf and pulled out a file with her name on it. Let me know for future references if you can come up with anything. What scares me is... your face. I know that it's like, it's an actual concern. But that's such a burn. And I want to say it. Your face, I guess. My face. Yes, it's different from everyone else's. Now you're just being silly. Of course everyone's faces are different. You rarely find two people with identical faces. Although others must feel the same way. Others? Sometimes I make house calls at night. People scream. Well, isn't this guy jolly? I am not regretting my decision. That's amazing. Sometimes I make house calls at night. People scream. My god, that's such a great sentence. I'll just be walking alone, not even trying to speak to anyone. Don't you think that's rude? Well, that's because your face is scary. Yes, that's why I'm not terribly surprised by your reaction. But I am who I am, and I am this town's only doctor. Please get used to my face as soon as you can. That's probably a wrong thing to say, but nothing would be weird. Like, this was at least taking some sort of action. Oh, it's evening already. Mr. Karamia said we'll be having dinner soon. Maybe I'll walk around town a little bit. Why not? I'm gonna pour myself some half-cold tea. She walked down the street, admiring how the setting sun dyed the scene a vibrant orange as she kept one eye on where she'd come from, even. Eventually, the road of red brick ended in a big plaza. It was filled with people just relaxing and enjoying themselves. What a lovely signorina you are, huh? I have some delicious bread. Interested? That's so nice. It's like a shop. I don't think that's an important character, but there's a sprite for it anyways. Well, yeah. They should put a lot of effort into this game when it's as expensive as it is. I'm sorry, but I'm still a little like, She turned to see a friendly young man carrying a box. Oh, no, Oh. Ha, your stomach started growling just on cue. I'll give you a free sample, how about it? A sample? But I'm sure Mr. Karami and the others are preparing dinner for me. Thank you, but I'll have to pass. That's okay. Well, next time then. He bowed then and ran off. He really startled me. I thought someone would try to talk to me. Ow, oh, are you okay? Oh no, it's the cutie. Yes. Sorry, I didn't think anyone was behind me. Can you stand up? The young man, sure, held out his hand. She took it and they got up together. There we go. You're not hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. That's a relief. It'd be terrible if I hurt a girl. What's your name? Although, I should introduce myself first. My name's So. What's your name? I'm Julia. Julia. I know the faces of most of the people in this town, but yours isn't familiar at all. It's only natural that you wouldn't be familiar with me. I just recently? Is it a good idea to tell him the truth? I moved here recently. Oh, that's a lie, wasn't it? Huh? It's written all over your face. Oh, really? No, not literally, but you really were lying, weren't you? It's bad to tell lies. It made people sad when you lie to them. I'm sorry. Don't look so upset. I'm not mad at you. You must have had a reason to lie. Yes. I don't remember anything from before I came here. You don't remember? Yes, when I came to, I was lying in an alley and a man named Caesar was chasing me. Right now, Familiar Oz is taking care of me. I see. You really are strange. Am I? Yeah, I mean, you lied about it first because you wanted to hide it, but now you're spilling out your guts to me, and I'm someone you only just met. I guess I'll be more careful from now on. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. People there aren't only good people in the world. Though maybe that's weird for someone you've only met to say. I think you're a good person, Mr. So. Really? You really think that about me? He sounds so like, I know it's not supposed, but like, he sounds so disbelieving, like, are you sure that's a good idea? Maybe not. Like, he's like hinting all the time, and like, I'm a bad guy. Please, like, come on. Yes, you've been so kind, and you're looking out for me. Just like, how dense can this girl be? Well, she's an Otome heroine. They're dense by nature. Now we're acquaintances. Maybe it's a good thing that I ran into you. Maybe it was. Oh, look at the time. I should go back so I could get dinner ready. I should go home too. Goodbye, Mr. So. He gave her an enthusiastic nod and turned to leave the Oz territory. However, he turned back just as he'd remembered something. Oh, also, could you stop calling me Mr. So? Then what should I call you? Just So's fine. We don't have to be so polite either. I don't like formalities. I understand. You mean, okay. Good, perfect. Excuse me. I set up a shop here every Sunday. I'm already closed for the day, but come by next week if you want. Yeah, I will. You better. It's a promise, okay? Then, bye then, Julia. I'll see you later. Okay, he's not too bad, because he's not, like, acting cute. Not too much, at least. Monday morning, the estate was busier than it had been the day before. Julia passed the men heading out for the day, and she made her way to the kitchen for breakfast. Good morning, she said softly to the empty room as she got herself some bread and milk. Taking a seat by the same chair she had the previous day, she started eating by herself. Yesterday was a day of peace, which means that now there might be fights between the familiar until next Sunday. When I met Mr. Karamia and the others, I did see a bunch of people with weapons. I wonder if they actually used them. Morning. Came here on your own, huh? Mr. Karamia. She looked up and shifted slightly to face him. It seemed he had come for breakfast as well. I assumed you would have been more shy since this mansion is full of men, but I guess not. Karamia gently touched Julia's shoulders before going over to the sink. He plucked an orange from the basket of fruit and rinsed it off before taking a plate and a knife out from the cabinet. I'm sorry, I just made myself at home. Oh no, it's quite alright. I'm happy to see you're getting comfortable. He took a seat next to her, orange plate in hand. As he cut the fruit skin, a citrusy smell filled the room. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Axel. Axel glanced at Julia, but that was it. Morning, so sleep a lot. I do not sleep a lot. Karamia tossed the still unpeeled orange at Axel. As he caught it, a few errant droplets of water splashed against his cheek. Eat it. I bought it from the market this morning. I'll have it later. Axel wiped the water off his face with the back of his hand as he returned the orange to the fruit basket. Crossing his arms, he leaned against the wall. When are you heading out? When I finish eating. Is there a reason why I need to wait here? There is. Join us at the table. He passed both by Julia and Karamia and set his hand on the back of the furthest chair away from them. A little closer. Axel took a single step over, only to pull out the second furthest chair away. No. The seats across from us are all open. Karamia tapped the table in front of him. Axel let out a big sigh and sat down directly across from Karamia, diagonal to Julia. What? Why are you so on guard around the Signorina? It's only natural to be on guard around an unfamiliar person. Well, I guess that's true. That said, I don't think she's going to bite. We're living together, so we might as well relax around each other, right? Axel gave Julia a sideways glance that lasted less than a single second. What am I going to do with you? I'm sorry, Julia. He's a very guarded person by nature. Oh, it's fine. He's right. If you don't know anything about me, I can understand how Mr. Axel feels. Signorina, you're much more mature about this than some people. Axel rested his elbows on the table and gazed determinedly at the wall. Mr. Karamia, don't let him bother you. He's always like that. More importantly, we need to discuss our plans for the day. Plans for the day? Yes, I was thinking Axel and I would show you around Oz territory. How does that sound? Sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Good. We'll show you around this town we're so proud of. Right, Axel? Yes, sir. Mr. Axel doesn't seem very enthusiastic about this. I understand why he's not enthusiastic. I forgot his voice for that line. As soon as the thought occurred to her, her eye met Axel's. I follow my orders. Huh? If the Dawn ordered me to marry you, I would obey, understand? What? Julia gave a vague response, unable to discern that was not vague, Axel's intent. Karamia leaned against the back of his chair and smiled as he watched their exchange. Why do you have to use such a roundabout expression to say, don't worry about me? Personality, I guess. The areas are covered in red brick are our turf. The main street is in the front of the mansion is obviously ours, but the rest of this area is too. All of this? Julia stopped in the middle of the street and looked over her surroundings. The street was bustling, and the faces of the people were coming and going were cheerful. There were no armed men to be seen anywhere. The atmosphere didn't feel different from Sunday at all. Karamia got closer to her as he returned the greetings of the townspeople. So, what do you think? I expected it to be scarier, like a fight could break out at any moment. It's much more relaxed and peaceful than I imagined. I think it's wonderful. Really? He gave a boyish smile and patted her on the head. I'm happy to hear that. Hear you say that. It's not like we carry weapons because we like using them. Our main job is to protect our territory from outsiders and to mediate fights. It's unlikely you'll get caught up in a fight within our territory, so don't worry yourself. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Regarding the Wolf Gang, your assertion that it was completely safe here is not entirely accurate. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Wolf Gang? Cesar and the others, the men who were chasing you, Signorina. Oh, right. I completely forgot about Mr. Cesar. I completely forgot about that man who was trying to kill me that I'm still calling Mr. just gonna call him Psycho Killer. From what Kyrie tells me, they live in the forest outside the town walls. They're a troublesome bunch who invade other territories. All the familiar are plagued by them. We all have to be on lookout for another attack. Okay. Karamia made a set-aside knot and held his hand out to Axel. Axel, do you have any change on you? Axel groped around his pockets. After counting out the coins he found, he handed them to Karamia. Grazie. Julia, get something to eat. Axel's treating. What? Is that okay? It's fine, isn't it, Axel? If the Dom buys something for me too. Alright, then it's settled. Man, all I had this morning was an orange. I'm already starving. There's a great hot dog stand over there. Let's go, Julia. Axel frowned as he watched over Karamia and Julia from behind while they walked down the street lined with food stands. Isn't your empty stomach your own responsibility? Why do I have to pay for your food? Axel, we're going to leave you behind. Ugh, I'm coming. I feel like Axel just sounds half like he's bored to death and half like he's in permanent pain. There's a little clothing boutique at the end of the street. Karamia pointed down an alley with a hand still greasy from his hot dog. Just around that corner is a general store, and beyond is a bookstore. You can buy anything within Oz territory, so I don't think you'll become uncomfortable here. In the center of is the town plaza. You can see the tower from any part of town. It's a good landmark. Karamia put his hand on the tower wall and looked up. Julia followed suit and looked up too. The tower stretched so high into the sky that its top was hidden in the clouds. What a big tower! Indeed, not even Mr. Know-It-All Kyrie knows what it is exactly. It's a mystery. A king lives in it. She turned to face Axel behind her, but he only stepped forward and placed his hand on the tower, just as Karamia had. I've heard that the king of this world lives on the top of the tower. What, you actually believe the legend, Axel? Is there something wrong with that? Nah, it's good to dream. What legend? Supposedly, anyone who reaches the top floor and meets the king will have any wish granted. Wish? Yeah, but no one knows how to meet the king. There are no doors to the tower, only the names of the family that control the town and the rectangle and some rectangle slots. The slots Axel had mentioned were far beyond Julia's reach. The names of the family were carved beneath the niches. I don't know if the legend is any true or not, but this tower does serve as a major landmark. Karamia pulled Julia close to him. He leaned forward to match her eye level and pointed at the street they walked along to get there. If you ever get lost, as long as you can use the tower to find your way back to this plaza, you can go back to the mansion. You can see it from here. Just follow the red brick road to get back. Simple, right? It is. This plaza in the heart of our town is a common place, not controlled by anyone familiar. If you need to go to another territory, it's probably best to go through this area. There's nowhere to hide here, so it's symbolic for saying you have no ill intent. Have you ever been to other familiar areas? Of course, it depends on who we're talking about, but it's not like all of our relationships are stormy ones. I visit other territories to go shopping or talk to people, though I guess it's pretty rare for me to leave Oz territory. Naturally, your movements draw suspicion. That's one of the downsides of being the Don. Heidi has a big dairy farm. The cheese they make is just superb. I know I'll have Axel buy it next time. Why me? So, isn't that... Hello, Red. The person Axel had spotted in the crowd was Scarlet, the caperoon of familiar Grimm. Scarlet's red mantle fluttered as Karamia spoke. Mr. Karamia, out on patrol? Well, that's part of it, but mostly we're just showing the signorina around our territory. You were... Hello, Scarlet? Oh. Scarlet glanced at Julia before looking up at Karamia. Have you already explained the rules to her? I'm in the process of doing that right now. Oh, well, that's good. Scarlet looked at Julia again. You will not be harmed as long as you don't break the rules. If you do break them, there will be no mercy. Don't forget that. Of course. Scarlet gave them a small nod before turning around to leave. The rifle on Scarlet's back swayed a bit with each step. Scarlet's pretty scary. Yeah, right, that's nothing. Scarlet is probably the most level-headed of the members of Familiar Grimm. The twins are much crueler. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel can be pretty reckless. Mind that you don't end up in a fight with those two. They did push an old lady into an oven and light it up. That is pretty fucked up. Mind that you don't end up in the voices just had like then don't end up in a fight with those two. I will. Suddenly Julia realized that Axel had been staring at her. What's wrong, Mr. Axel? You should be safe as long as you stay inside Oz territory. Huh? I'm trying to say that you should be safe, so there's no reason to be scared. Okay. You're trying to tell her that you'll protect her, trying to sound cruel, huh? I am not. I just mean that the Familiar is always guarding our own territory, so... Aren't you part of the Familiar too, Axel? We've finished the tour of our territory already. I will return to my usual duties. Axel's voice hurts my throat. Mr. Axel. He just ran off because he was embarrassed. Well, should we walk around a little more? There's this great ice cream place nearby. I'll take you there. Okay. Right. Guess we're gonna go see Doctor again. Just thinking about the song Doctor Doctor by Ghost Town. Nobody probably knows it. Hello, Dr. Crow. Julia, you certainly look... voice. Julia, you certainly look healthy. You aren't here for medical treatment, I imagine. I came to hang out. Her voice is also just going everywhere. I see. Well, I have nothing to do at the moment, so I don't mind. You shouldn't get into the habit of expecting me to be able to entertain you, though. Okay, understood. So, why the clinic of all places? Today is not Sunday. Today is Monday. Robin Hood? It's a rare chance to get... Oh, did it just become Sunday suddenly? Like, we skipped an entire week? I guess we could. Well, I was told they were hostile, so... Oh, that reminds me. Which Familiar do you belong to, Doctor? Which? I heard that everyone in this town belongs to one. Which one do you belong to? Us? No, I am not affiliated with any Familiar. If I was forced to declare an affiliation, it would be with this clinic. The clinic? Yes, Sheerwood Clinic is my Familiar. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. And now we're always gonna say sounds powerful. Oh, that sounds pretty powerful. Powerful? In what way? I guess the sound of the name. And you too, Doctor. I liked how you're so mysterious and enigmatic. I've never have any idea what you're thinking. Were you trying to insult me? Huh? Well, if you weren't, that's fine. Did I say something bad? Now that is a good question. Familiar associations has nothing to do with me. I am a doctor, and they are my patients. All my patients are equal. I will heal any injured person who comes here. That is my role. Then that must make you the top person in town. Top? Yeah, everyone in the mafia is under your care, right? That means you're way more important than Mr. Karami and the others. Perhaps you could say that. Yeah, probably. Probably, huh? I have no interest in social standing, so it doesn't really click for me, but... Well, I guess it's not a terrible thought. That's good. You do you, man. Sometimes I go on night walks, people scream. Is that the sentence? I love that sentence. Someone's like, this like, people scream. That's awful. Alright. I guess it just skips to Sunday. I'm sorry for making you come out with me on your precious Sunday. Oh, no, I'm happy you invited me. Mr. Kyrie, you're really busy on weekdays, aren't you? Well, not so busy, I'm about to keel over. Of course, it's not like you're completely unrelated to how busy I am. I have to stifle my own interests, do my job. You understand, don't you? Yeah? Good. It's already been 3 weeks since we met. How are you finding your stay? Okay, so it's been... It's fun. No, it's pleasant. Thanks to your hospitality, it's very pleasant. I am happy to hear that. How can I help you feel more at home living in a house full of men? I intend to do what I can to attend your needs. If there is anything you are dissatisfied with, please don't hesitate to mention it. If it is within my power, I will take care of it. Oh, no, things are fine the way they are. I couldn't possibly ask for more. No, that's no good, Miss Julia. You're a very special guest, after all. Kyrie clasped her right hand with both of his. She could feel the warmth of his hand through his gloves. Entertaining you is part of my job. She stiffened as he touched his hand to her cheek. Mr. Kyrie, could you not do that? That's pretty fucked up. Yes, what is it? What is it? I mean, your hand. Oh, Juvella, I touched you barehanded. Very well. Kyrie brought his hand to his mouth and pulled his glove. Damn. I love how he's like trying so hard to be like really, really seductive and is like failing. I didn't mean it like that. So touching isn't enough. What an audacious request to make in such a public space in the middle of the day. No! Seemed like the more she spoke, the more he misunderstood. How could I explain this? He smiled at her, who was visibly at a complete loss. Don't worry, I know exactly what you meant. Huh? I'm actually pretty sharp when it comes to conversation. I just wanted to mess with you. Mess with me? You see, I can't help teasing girls I like, and even those I don't. Sorry. That was just a little taste just now. You should prepare yourself. I like how it's like, the girls are like, and the ones I don't. Okay. Well, that's enough idle chit-chat. Shall we get going? Where are we going? Let's keep that a surprise. Alright. This place. Been here before? No, never. I had no idea this place existed. How unkind of Karami and Axel to only show you bits and pieces of information. This is Oscar Wilde Street. Like the main plaza and the clinic, it's an unaffiliated area. You're free to come here. However, the members of Familia Oz tends to avoid it. Why? Good question. Perhaps because it's a place for an adult socialization? Are you taking us to a brothel, Kyrie? Is that what's going on right now? That building over there is a church. Sorry. This is not what I was expecting. It's not locked, so you can confess your sins whenever you feel inclined. And this... Good afternoon, love Kyrie. Oh my god, what the fuck was that voice? Oh my, did you come out just to see us? Just so happened to see you out there. Is this woman the one you spoke of before? Indeed she is. I would just feel awful if I didn't show her around every corner of town. Well, I do believe she needs to know absolutely everything. Particularly this area. Oh my god, what have I done? I must apologize for taking so long to introduce myself. I am Man-Boy. Okay, the Oscar Wilde Saloon's concierge. I'm Julia. Familia Oz has been taking care of me. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh no, the pleasure's all mine, Lady Julia. Saloon, huh? I have not said anything false. Yes, that is true. Let's leave it at that. Julia looks back and forth between their contrary expressions. Kyrie smiles at her confused countenance. A Man-Boy here is very well acquainted with this particular area. If you want to know anything, you should ask him. Lord Kyrie? I thought you said you hadn't said anything false. Yes, that is true. Are you just showing around today? I cannot imagine you'd be bringing Lady Julia along with you inside. Oh no, it's much too soon for her. Soon? What do you mean? Good question. What do you think, Man-Boy? Well... I am here. Mr. Axel! She turned around as Axel approached. He seemed to be in quite a sour mood, shotgun in hand. Sour mood? Shotgun in hand. It's like, is he in a good mood or not? Oh yeah, he's pointing that shotgun directly at me. I think he's in a bad mood. Even, that's how the main character can see. The only way. Oh, are you sure you're not early? Don't be ridiculous. I'm right on time. May I bring the house guest back home? Yes, that will do. It is a brothel, isn't it? Excuse me, Miss Julia. I have some work to attend to at this saloon right now. Even though it's Sunday? Yes, no rest for the concierge after all. Liar. Did you say something, Axel? No, let's go, guest. Axel started walking around without waiting for her to respond. Okay. She paused to turn and wave after she hurried after that guy. Goodbye, Mr. Kyrie, Mr. Manboy. Manboy. Kyrie gave her a little wave, keeping his hand close to his chest. Manboy sighed and began to speak. What are you thinking, bringing a girl of that age to a place like this? I could ask what you were thinking, speaking ill of your workplace like that. She might even end up becoming a customer, you know. My word, you intend to bring her again? Oh no, I'll let her curiosity take care of that. Miss Julia is an irregular presence, so I can't even begin to imagine what future she will choose. Look forward to it, man boy. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Oh my god, stop. Stop. Why? I don't even know. Like, there was no reason for me to give him that voice. At all. It's just, I'm running out of voices. I want to give everyone a good voice, but damn. Oh well. I wonder where we're going. If they were returning to the Oz mansion, surely they would just take the red brick road. Yet the road they were walking was paved with bricks of emerald, not red. Mr. Axel sure walks fast. He smoothly slipped through the crowds, not paying any mind to her chasing after him. We'll be separated at this rate. Mr. Axel, please wait. She smacked into Axel's back. She looked up at him, pouting as she clutched her nose. What? Hello? That's my line. Why did you stop so suddenly? Weren't you the one who asked me to wait? I did say that. Thank you for listening to me. Axel's gaze shifted from Julia to his right hand. He didn't say a word. He just stared at it. What's wrong? Nothing. I can hear your footsteps. I won't leave you behind. Let's go. Okay. Oh, it kind of seems like he slowed down a little. Is Mr. Axel trying to match my pace? At the end of the Emerald Brick Road was a street not unlike those in the Oz territory. The houses had gentle curving roofs. The smell of baked sweets hung in the air. I'm sure this must be another familiar territory, but it's Sunday, so it must be okay to be here, right? I found it. Huh? Those two were... Get your double trouble biscuits while they're hot! Hansel was standing in the middle of the street, energetically peddling his wares. An orange carpet, casually covered with bags of baked sweets, was spread out in the corner of the street. Behind the sack sat Gretel, who, unlike Hansel, had a sour, decidedly unwelcoming expression, unbecoming of a salesperson on her face. They're the grim, familiar Caperonis, Hansel and Gretel. Do you remember them? Yes, I learned their names at the meeting. Axel nodded slightly and approached Hansel. Julia followed. Oh, Well, if it isn't Axel. Gretel hastily stood up and hurried behind Hansel, clinging to his back. She glared at Axel and Julia from behind her fellow Caporachine. What do you want, robot? My name is Axel. Oh, trust me, robot, I know. Why'd you come here with that little girl? Little girl? Hansel, isn't this little girl who was sitting between the sleepyhead and the trickster? That's the one, Gretel. Well, if it isn't the little girl, what do you want with us Grimms? Itching for a fight? Take you up if that's what you want. If it was a fight they were after, they'd come with more people, right? Which means... it's an ambush. No. I know, a date then. No. Then it's an ambush, clearly. Hansel, prepare the counterattack. Are you gonna blow him up? Hansel, Gretel, put your weapons down. Scarlet. Look, they're obviously harmless. It's hard to imagine they were trying to start something. Are you sure those eyes aren't just for show? Robot here is carrying a gun. I'm only following familiar rules to be armed at all times. I mean, the two of you always have dynamite and grenades on you, right? And it's Sunday. We all have to adhere to the compromise, right? That thing is so dumb that we should just break it right now. Gretel. Right, then, if you're not here for a date or an attack, then what is it? To buy sweets. So that's it. I wonder who we're doing this around for. Well, she is. Huh? I am? You are, aren't you? She stopped talking as Axel gave her a meaningful look. He must have his reasons. Playing along, she nodded in agreement. Oh, really? Well, thanks for shopping with us. They all cost the same, just pick whatever catches your fancy. Okay. Which one should I pick? She crouched down in front of the sweets, clutching her knees as she tried to make a decision. Third from the right. Huh? While she hadn't been paying attention, Axel had crouched down beside her. He whispered into her ear quietly so only she could hear him. Third from the right. Third from the right. First from the right was the 6 chocolate chip cookies in a clear bag tied up with a blue ribbon. Which do you want? How about this one? Gretel wrapped the bag of cookies in paper before handing it to Hansel. Alrighty, thanks for shopping with us. I'll pay. Hansel held out his hand expectantly. Are you sure it's not a No, we're just shopping. Alright, if you say so. Deliciousness guaranteed on your money back. Let me know what you think the next time you come by, if you feel like it. Oh, certainly. Julia reached out to take the bag of sweets. Before she could pull away, Hansel grabbed her hand. So, I'm curious, can you actually speak for yourself without being prompted? Of course I can, Mr. Hansel. Then, just be yourself with me, okay? Also, I'd appreciate it if you didn't call me Mr. Hansel. It just doesn't feel right. Then, how about just Hansel? Yeah, perfect. What are you doing, Hansel? Isn't this the little girl that asks? I know, but they're just taking care of her. She's not actually part of their familia. Nothing wrong with being a little friendly, right, Scarlet? Yes, within reason. Yay! What are you so excited about? What are you gonna do if they win her over? You're such an idiot, Hansel. Aren't you happy, Gretel? You made a girlfriend. I have no intention of making friends. Gretel and Scarlet are happy to have met you too, Julia, baby. Thanks. Juliet squeezed his hand back. Unlike Hansel, Gretel's gaze was icy cold. We're done here. Let's go. Oh, okay. Wait. What? I'll escort you out of your territory. You will? Yeah. Gretel isn't particularly fond of you two. I'll make sure she doesn't try anything. We don't need an escort. I'll keep my distance, don't worry. Scarlet walked over to one of the houses and began clambering up the drain pipe. In a blink of an eye, Scarlet was on the roof, looking down at Axel and Julia. Never listens. Let's go, guest. Okay. Bye-bye, Julia, baby. Goodbye, Hansel. Greta. Alright. How dare that little girl give me a nickname? Isn't that nice, Gretel? It is not. It is not nice to be treated like you're less significant than a grain of sand. Just what is that little girl plotting? Okay, I'm gonna end the episode here. I will see you in the next one. This was the hour episode. An hour and soon 5 minutes. It was a little longer, but I wanted to end it like at a nice place. But yeah, I'm gonna end the episode here. I am having a lot of fun. This is like a really fun game. I don't know, like it was a little hard to get into in the beginning, like very confusing. But now it's like as soon as you you get into the you get introduced to the characters, and it's really nice. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm having a lot of fun time. It has a very nice atmosphere. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let me know if you're interested in one of the characters for some reason. For now, like love interest terms, I'm thinking Robin Hood or Caesar. And as for interesting characters, I kind of love Gretel a lot. I think she's awesome, and I love Scarlet too. I feel like the worst person in the world when I can't see if it's a girl or a boy. I am sorry. Maybe it's just like a gender neutral thing. I'll just assume it's gender neutral until I've been told otherwise. Right, I'm gonna end this episode here. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.